guys, I've got a fun video for you today. I'm going to be talking about products that I only occasionally talk about on my channel, but I wanted to talk about a few products that I just wish I had tried sooner. You know, I can be kind of a skeptic at heart, and sometimes when I read about products, I'm like, really? Could that possibly work? And all of these, I wish I had kind of jumped on board right at the beginning. So the first one I want to mention is my Kenzie Ipl Handset. This portion of the video is sponsored by Kenzie. I've worked with them in the past. You guys know how much I love this IPL product. So this is the actual handset. This is the AC adapter. Now, IPL stands for Intense Pulsed Light, and that's what you're going to get here in this little window. What IPL can do is it can get rid of age spots, it can help with fine lines and wrinkles. What I like to use it for, what has been amazing for me, is hair removal. So I started using Kenzie a long time ago, like before the pandemic, before the lockdown, pre-pandemic. I feel like we need like a term for that. Pre-pandemic, like 2019, I was using this on my legs and I saw really, really great progress. You only need to use it like once a week. That's how long I was using it. And I was pretty much just using it on my shins from my knees down to my ankles. And I don't have a ton of hair on my legs. Pretty kind of typical Asian situation here. I don't have a ton of hair, but the hair that I have is very coarse. It is very, very noticeable, and it is very unsightly. So like I said, I started using it kind of pre-pandemic, and then once the pandemic broke and once the lockdown happened, I kind of just stopped using this. I kind of stopped doing a lot of things, and I recently started using this again. I want to say this past spring. So it's really easy to use. I'm just going to show you some cutaways here of how you can use it. So you just have to like press this button down. It'll turn the light on. It'll flash it. You can hold this button down for I think about 3 to 5 seconds. And what it'll do is it will start flashing the light, and then you can just very slowly just sort of drag it up the area that you want to remove your hair. So on my legs, it was just so easy for me to do, and just the payoff was so amazing because that's pretty much the only place I really shave. I don't bother shaving my thighs too much. I don't wear anything that short, but you know, I wear shorts a lot or whatever, or go to the gym. So I like to have my shins kind of clean. So again, you can just click it for a flash. You can hold it down for a while and then it will just start flashing even when you let go of the button. And what's really cool about this is it can tell when it should flash and when it should not flash. So if it's up against your skin, the light will flash. If it's not, like if you lift it up off of your leg or wherever you're treating yourself, it will stop flashing. So I really like that particular feature. There's a power button here. There's levels of strength to this, depending on how sensitive your skin is, or you know, like how quickly you want to dive into IPL will kind of just determine the level of strength. On my legs, I'm at the point where I'm using level 5 because I have been using it for so long now. But I did want to show you, this is kind of a before and after of my legs. Again, I've been using this for quite some time on and off. And when I started using this in the spring, again, I was just seeing really, really great results. But I wanted to show you guys a difference. So what I did was I started using this just on my left shin, and I decided to let my right shin go. So what I did was I just kind of shaved both of my legs. There wasn't much on either leg, but I just wanted to shave it, start really clean, start really fresh. And so what I did was I grew out my right leg. It takes me about, I don't know, less than 5 minutes to do both of my legs. And so I just wanted to show you a little bit of a difference. So you'll see just really, really almost no hair growth. Like from a foot away from it, you would not be able to see any hair growth on my left leg where I've been using the Kenzie. And on my right leg, I'm gonna show you, and please don't be grossed out, but I'm gonna show you my legs not using Kenzie for months. So it is something you have to keep up. I have noticed that, but again, the maintenance is so low and it's so, so wonderful. So I do have a code for you guys. It is MH50. I'll put it up on the screen. I'll also have it down below in my description box. But if you use the code MH50, you'll get $50 off of this unit. So again, all of that will be down below in the description box, the link, the discount code, all the information that you need to look this guy up. In the box, you'll get the handset, this cord, of course, and you'll also get an instruction manual. I've already lost mine because it's that easy to use, but it will send you off on the right foot. It's so easy to use. And this is a product that I really wish that I just went ahead and purchased when I first saw this. I think about all the razors I could have saved, all the time I could have saved. Anyway, I really, really love this Kenzie Ipl Handset and highly, highly recommend, and wish I had gotten one sooner. All right, next, let's stick with devices. Let's talk about this guy. This is the Dr. I'm not sure of the full name, but it's like the LED mask. Now, I had, read a little bit about these. I had seen a lot of different, there's like a lot of different companies coming out with these. And I purchased this, I think last year in 2020. Yes, I purchased this 2020 at the Nordstrom anniversary sale. And it was this sale. It convinced me. I was like, why not? So there's actually two different LED lights. So there's red. I hope the camera catches it. So there's red, and then there's blue, and then you can do both. So both the red and the blue lights go on. The red light is the one that I use, and that is supposed to help. It basically fools your skin into thinking it's damaged. So what it does is it starts to repair your skin. So it really prompts your skin to repair itself. It's supposed to take care of like fine lines and texture and things like that. The blue light is actually like to kill things on your skin. So it's really good for acne. That sounded so violent. It's to kill things on your skin. So that's good for acne. So it's basically like to kill like the bad bacteria on your skin. That's not my skin problem. I have a lot of skin problems. That's not my skin problem. So I use the red light only. So when I started using this mask, I would use it at night a lot. There's like an auto shut off, and I would just keep turning it on and keep turning it on. I checked to make sure that that was okay. It is. And I would keep it on for like 15 minutes. And I did that every night religiously. And it's rechargeable. So, I would just keep this at my bedside, and it would last a while, at least a couple of weeks. So I remember this one time, I was doing it religiously. I was doing it every night. And I was like, I don't know if I'm seeing a difference. And then I had to recharge it. And I just took my sweet time recharging it, and I didn't use it for like a week or so. And that's when I noticed the difference. I was like, oh my God, what's wrong with my skin? And not that, it's nothing obvious. Again, it's really hard to describe. It's not like all of a sudden I looked wrinkly, or all of a sudden I had like zits all over my face. It was just this sort of difference between, maybe this is the best analogy, between looking well rested and a little tired. Like this just makes you look well rested. There's something about like, it's almost like you can see the health. You can actually physically see the health in my skin when I use this mask. It's the only way I can describe it. It's just, it's one of those things. It's really subtle, but it makes all the difference, like a good night's rest. So I really wish I tried this mask earlier than I did. Like I said, I only got it last year, and these have been out for a while. And I was really skeptical. I was really, really skeptical. And then the next and last device I want to mention is the Zip device. Now this is a nano current. It has microcurrent as well, but it's a nano current device, and it sends the current through these two nodes, and you run it across your skin. You sync it with your phone, with the app, the Zip app on your phone. It has different programs, et cetera, et cetera. So, I'm not an esthetician. I'm not a skincare device engineer in any way, but from what I understand, what nanocurrent and microcurrent does is that it sends pulses through to your skin, an electric current, and what it does is it kind of boosts the collagen and elastin production in your skin. And what happens is your skin just starts to lift, it starts to fill out, it starts to lift, it firms up your skin, and it's just really, really incredible. So in the past, when I first got this, I was using it like 2 to 3 times a week. Definitely have cut back. I've gotten a little lazy. I want to get back to like 2 or 3 times a week. I'm using it more like once a week. And I just, it's not something where you'll necessarily see like a difference like immediately, because it's like prompting your skin to produce all of these things. So you'll see a difference over time, but it's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, I know people have talked about these devices, especially the Zip device, like it's Botox in a device, because it really lifts. And the one thing I noticed when I started using this device was that I have these, arches in my eyebrow, and they were starting to not be so archy. My eyebrows were starting to flatten out, and I was like, oh, is that my forehead like starting to sag a little bit? And I started using this, and I feel like my arches have gotten more pronounced. And I'm like, I think this really, really works. And I also noticed, like here on the side of my eyes too, that the skin has become like a little bit more taut. And I'm someone, and absolutely, absolutely no judgment or no hate or anything to anyone who does, but I haven't gotten any Botox or fillers or anything like that on my face. I'm too lazy. And I see a difference with this. I really do. I just feel like my skin, it's almost like I have a little bit of a facelift. And when I was moving, I like dropped the ball on this guy, I dropped the ball on this, and I could definitely see a difference. And I was like, I feel like I look tired, but it was really just like my skin just wasn't quite as taut, and my eyes were just starting to kind of like droop a little bit. And I whipped this guy back up, and I was like, oh yeah, we're getting that back up there. So I just feel like this has really kept my skin like very, very perky. And the one thing that I don't have in front of me is that Zip also sells a conductive gel, which is what you need to use these devices. It's a gel that doesn't evaporate, so you put a nice thick layer on, and that's it. It's not like you have to kind of keep reapplying as you're kind of doing the treatment. So I just absolutely love it. And this device has nanocurrent, a little bit of microcurrent, and it's just, I love like how small this is and how easy it is to handle. And it also has a light. So both of these nodes have to be in contact with your skin for the device to work. And so the light will go on letting you know that yes, both nodes have made contact. And for whatever reason, because it happens, if one node isn't making contact, the light will go off, this will stop working, and you'll know. And with other devices that I've tried, other like microcurrent devices I've tried, you just don't know. You don't know when that happens. They're just kind of on you, and you can go by feel, but sometimes, you're kind of like going through like curves on your face or whatever, and one comes up and you don't even know that it's happened. So I just really like this particular device, and this technology that's in the Zip, I feel like has done a really good job keeping my skin taut. The next thing I wish I tried sooner is sort of a category, and this is long wear foundations. I have dry, mature skin. I really hate that word. I wish we could come up with a better word for that. But I have dry skin. I just turned 48. So when I think of the idea of long wear foundation, I always think it's going to be drying. It's always going to be on the fuller coverage side of things, and I prefer like light medium coverage. And so I've just always shied away from it. I've always just thought it's not for me. I don't want long wear foundation. But I've come across several long wear foundations that are phenomenal, really, really beautiful. They feel great on my dry skin. They look great. They don't emphasize texture, of which I can have quite a bit of, especially along my jawline. Right now, I feel like I'm actually in a good place. But if I do get texture, especially when the weather gets colder, and none of these foundations actually emphasize the texture, and they don't dry out my skin. I don't know, something I always thought long wear foundations would do. So I have three that I just want to quickly mention. The Bobbi Brown Skin Long Wear Weightless Foundation SPF 15. I talk about this all the time. This one is really weightless. It has a very thin texture, and even though it says it's full cover, oil-free, shine control, see, it's those words that really scare me away, but it does have shine control for me. Even though I have dry skin, I will have some oils, like at the tip of my nose or whatever, that will break through at the end of the day, especially if I'm wearing something very moisturizing. And I don't have that problem with this, but even though it says it's full coverage and that it's oil-free and that it's shine control, it's just not drying looking at all. It's also not full coverage. The coverage in this foundation is very customizable. I just put, I don't know, maybe a pump or two for my entire face, and it's fine. It's like a light medium, maybe a medium coverage. It's wonderful. So that is great. The Lancome Tenney Doll Ultra Wear. Octonoxate Sunscreen SPF 15, up to 24-hour color wear and comfort transfer resistant. This, just like the Bobbi Brown, very long wear, has a lovely texture, customizable coverage. It's not full coverage. This was definitely one, I can't remember which YouTuber made it popular, but she put it on with a very full coverage, and so I was like, not for me. But you can customize it. You just don't put on quite as much, and it works out really well. And then the last one I wanted to mention is the Dior Forever Foundation. This is a 24-hour wear, high perfection skin caring foundation with sunscreen, lasting comfort and care. Again, you know, I just thought it wasn't for me, but this is another one that is really, really beautiful. Just all of these are just gorgeous. They just look beautiful on the skin, and they are all miraculously long wear. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's all the mask wearing that made me really, really attracted to these and really want to try them out. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what it is. Anyway, they're like mask proof and they wear beautifully. So I wish I had tried these like long wear foundations long before I did, because I know this has been popular for years and years, and yeah, I just never got on board, and I wish I did. All right, next up I have a couple of hair things. Don't laugh, but the first time I used a hair mask was, I believe, during Mishmas last year or around then. And I had never used a hair mask before. I've never colored my hair. It's never really needed a lot of like repair or anything like that. So I've just never used a mask before. But now that I'm going gray hair is a lot more coarse. But like my gray hairs, you know, when they were kind of new, I guess they weren't as coarse as these ones now that are like older gray hair. They're coarse, like they're much coarse. I have fairly coarse hair to begin with, and the gray hair is even more coarse. And my hair was starting to just be dry. Just like the ends of my hair would just look like someone cut them with garden shears. And I was like, what's going on? And I thought, I need to use a mask more often. And it really has, you're gonna be like, duh, Michelle. Yeah, that's the point of a hair mask. But it's just really softened up my hair, and it's made it so much more healthy. And I feel like my hair is looking, like my gray hairs, they look like just part of my normal hair. Like they're not sticking out, most of them. They're not like sticking out crazy, even though I feel like the texture of them is a little bit different, but they're just sort of, they're behaving themselves. And that's all due, this is the hair mask I've been using, the Orbe Silverati Illuminating Treatment Mask. This is my second tube. I opened my first one up, I think last year during Mishmas. And I don't know why I haven't used a hair mask before. I mean, I've always been afraid to have just like really flat, straight, kind of like weighed down hair that just looks greasy. And every time I thought of a hair mask, that's just how I imagined my hair was gonna be. And I was like, I don't need it. And like I said, I've never colored my hair, so it's not like my hair was ever incredibly damaged, but it just makes my hair, you know, really, at least this mask. Now, I haven't used a ton of hair masks. This is really the only one. I think I used a different Orbe hair mask, and I liked this one better. And it doesn't make my hair like flat and gross and like all the things that I thought it would. It just makes my hair softer and actually just a little bit, I don't know, more amenable to like my styling and my drying and all of that. So I really wish I tried a hair mask like as soon as I started going gray. I really wish I did. So anyway, I'm glad I'm on the hair mask train now. And the other thing that I'm really excited that I started using was a scalp massager. Now, I'm really into scalp scrubs. I have a scalp serum from Sicily that I can't live without now. And I'm really into like scalp massages. Sometimes when I go get a massage, I'm like, can you just do my scalp? I really love scalp massages. I hold a lot of tension at the base of my skull here and up along my the back of my skull. And I tried a few of these scalp massagers, and I don't know if it was the texture of these little pointy bits or like the shape of it, but one, because I'm using it in the shower, one constantly slipped out of my hand, so I kind of gave up on that one. And then one I think was too hard. It wasn't, this one is like squishy. These are like kind of soft. I can just sit in the shower like massaging my scalp for hours. I don't, but I would love to. And I don't know actually if this is a really unique shape for a scalp massager, but this is from Vegemore. And I was lucky enough to be a recipient of this. They sent this to me along with their hair care products, which are really nice. And this one, because you stick your hand in and you grip it, it never like flies out of my hand. And it has like a soft, like rubber feel to it. And then these are kind of soft. It is the most amazing sensation ever. And I'm like, why didn't I get into this sooner? I mean, probably because I had the like kind of bad ones or the ones that didn't really work for me. But I really, knowing that I'm just so into like massaging my scalp, I really should have hunted down one that was going to work for me. I should have done it sooner, but this Vegemore one, I highly recommend. I love it. It's so comfortable in the hand. It even has a little divot here. Can you see this? A little divot here for your thumb, to put your thumb there. Like you could really like hold on to this because it's slippery. It's slippery in the shower. Okay, next up are CBD products. So this is just like an umbrella category for CBD products in general. I started with these CBD bath salts from Lord Jones, and I threw my back out. I'll never forget this. It was November 2019, and I threw my back out, and someone recommended getting CBD bath salts. I was icing my back. I was heating my back. I was doing all these things, stretching it or whatever. But when you throw out your back, you just have to give it some time. Anyway, I started using these bath salts, and while the relief was temporary, it was relief, and it was great because I would take a bath, I would put these in, and I would do it right before I went to sleep, and it was enough relief that I could fall asleep, and that's all I really was looking for and needed. It's not like it solved my back problems. I won't go so far as to say that, but it was really just, it helped like loosen things up. And these particular bath salts, by the way, are just gorgeous. They smell great. They leave your skin feeling really, really soft. And the CBD in there is really helpful. And they've even come out with this CBD Body Serum, which is very lovely. It makes your skin very, very soft. And then it has the CBD in there, which is very, very calming, I guess you could say. It's just great for skin. I know Chantecaille, I don't have it because I've used it up, but Chantecaille has CBD face cream. It's a face and body cream actually. And if you have, an eczema flare up, I'm not a dermatologist, I'm just sharing my personal experience with you. But the CBD body cream, if ever I have, because I have sensitive reactive skin, it's eczema prone. If I feel like my skin is just, if you have eczema, you understand, but like if it's just kind of like heating up, if I used that Chantecaille CBD face and body cream, it would just calm it down. It wasn't this like kind of fake cooling effect. It was a calming effect. And I'm a big, big fan of CBD products now. I just think they work. They work really well. So anyway, just wanted to mention that. And this body serum is actually a nice segue to body serums. So these are the two other body serums that I've been using and wished I got into sooner, much like the CBD. But I just have really dry skin all over my body, my face, everywhere, probably except my scalp, everywhere. And, I would put lotion on and wonder why it was the way it was, why it was so dry. And so I started trying serum. I was like, well, we put so much on our face between like serum and cream and oil and then moisturizer and then we do masks and whatever. I was like, the least I can do for my body skin is maybe add another step. So I started with the Necessaire body serum, which is really lovely. And this one has hyaluronic acid in it. And I apply it the way I would like apply face serum. So I put it on first, out of the shower, and then I put moisturizer on over, and it really, really helps my dry skin. It's so great. And for a while, I have to admit, I felt a little ridiculous putting like 2 layers of products on my body, but why not? It's skin, and it needs as much care as this does. So the Mother Body Contour Serum. This actually has AHAs in there, which I was a little skeptical about because I have sensitive skin, but it's fine. I haven't gotten any kind of like breakouts or eczema on my body from this, so really happy about that. And actually same with this Lord Jones CBD Body Serum. This also has, I believe, AHAs, yeah, alpha hydroxy acids. So if you do have sensitive skin, if you try either of these body serums, definitely do like a little patch test, maybe like back of your arm or something, just to see if you react to it. I didn't. I have really sensitive skin and I did not. But the body serum really, really makes a difference. Just adding that extra layer of moisturization, especially on my legs, helped a lot. And yeah, I was just kind of kicking myself for being so stubborn, like, you know, treating my body skin so differently from my face skin. I was like, why? Why didn't you just get into these body serums sooner? So I'm glad I did. I'm glad I finally did. And then last but not least is dry brushing. Now, yes, I regret not getting into this sooner. And many of you, I think I was talking about my really dry leg skin in one of my videos. And so many of you commented, you were like, you got to dry brush, try dry brushing, do dry brushing. And it's something I'd heard of, and actually a few YouTubers that I watched, definitely they talked about dry brushing and how not only does it help your skin and exfoliation or whatever, but it helps with circulation, it helps with cellulite, all these things. But I'm not kidding, when I tell you I'm lazy, I'm lazy. And every time I thought about it, I was like, I'm not gonna stand in the shower, like before I actually shower, in the shower, and like be like scrubbing myself. I was just like, I'm not gonna do it. But when I tried it, it was almost like the scalp massager. When I tried it, it just felt really, really good. And so I use this EcoTools one, very inexpensive. It has synthetic bristles. So these aren't like boar bristles or anything, which are a little tougher on the skin. So this one is really nice. And I like that it has this grippy on it. And I just, in circular motions, I pretty much just do my legs and like the back of my arms. I probably could do like my butt. My butt could definitely use a little dry brushing, but you know, I'm usually pressed for time. I'm usually very lazy. So I usually just kind of go up and down my thighs. I go up and down my shins and my calves, and then I do the backs of my arms. And this is something, you know, I wish I would do this more often. I feel like it's something I could probably do every day, but really, I probably do it like once a week. And it's the amount of dead skin that comes off is, it's eye-opening. It's really eye-opening. But the idea of dry brushing has been around forever. Dry brushes, you know, these big body brushes have been around forever. And I just never, I don't know, I just never gave it a chance, and I really should have. So anyway, those are all of my regrets. No, those are all of my products that I wish I tried sooner because all of that wasted time. Anyway, don't forget to check down below my description box for that Kenzie code and for $50 off a Kenzie Ipl handset if you're interested. And that's it. Let me know some of the products that you wish you had gotten into sooner down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.